Hi guys, today's video is talking about motivation, how to get yourself motivated to do whatever it is that you want to do. For me, it's working out. I used to be on the couch and, I would see an infomercial or I'd wish I could go work out, I could get up and just move, but I did not have the motivation to do it at all whatsoever. Call it laziness, whatever you will, but yeah, it was partially laziness, but it was another part of lack of, when you talk to yourself and you talk down to yourself, or you have people around you that are negative all the time and put you down, you start to believe those things. And I didn't have a healthy network of people around me that were there to support me or to, give me that little push or to lift my spirits. I didn't have that. I have it now, because I learned how to talk to myself. I learned how to appreciate myself and love myself, and I'm trying to give you some tips and clues on how to do that for yourself. If people call you stupid all the time, or fat or ugly, you tend to start to believe those things, and you end up telling yourself those things that, oh yeah, I could lose some extra weight, or oh, my hair is like, is this, and whatever the situation, you need to get in the mirror, get yourself in the mirror every day, and just appreciate something about yourself. Every day, try to appreciate something different about yourself, whether it's the dimples in your cheeks, or the shape of your nose, or, the shape of your eyebrows, or the color of your eyes, or the shape of your eyes. These are things that I took a long time to learn how to do, and it does take a while. It takes a while to lift your spirits and to do this. But once you start doing that, and you start believing that, and you start appreciating that, it makes your all-over attitude. It makes your attitude and your nature and your self-esteem, it makes everything in you grow. And you have a little beat in your step. You don't lack you don't lack the motivation anymore to do those things. And it helps for me to look at other people's success stories, because everybody they battle something, no matter what it is. Somebody battles something, but people get through it. How they get through it, you may not know. But if you look at their success stories, or you look at what they have accomplished, whether it's drawing a picture or painting a mural or sewing an outfit, you see their accomplishment, and okay, well, I have those same interests. I can do that. You have to talk to yourself and appreciate the fact that you can do these things, but you need to figure out how you can do these things, and it will become easier for you. I woke up one day and I just said, I had enough of this. I wasn't feeling good about myself. I was depressed of years and years of people talking down to me and just making me feel like garbage, and I believed it. I didn't want to believe it, and I didn't feel like I deserved to be treated that way. But after a while, you start treating yourself that way, and you're just like, well, screw it. Everybody else is saying this about me. It must be true. I'm just going to keep eating this garbage. I weigh this much weight, and I'm just going to stay this way. I can't lose weight. I can't do this. I can't get up and move. I can't, if you screw up on something, you start a workout and you end up quitting halfway through, and you're like, well, screw it. I messed up. I can't accomplish this. You can do it. That's the thing. You have to learn how to talk to yourself and be positive about yourself, and you'll be able to get through these things. You can accomplish anything you put your mind to. You just have to put your mind to it. You're not going to get anywhere if you're just sitting there. You're not going to get anywhere if you're not moving. You have to move forward no matter what it is. You need to talk to yourself, appreciate yourself, love yourself, and put yourself on the pedestal before you put anybody else on the pedestal. How can you put somebody else on a pedestal if you're way down there and and you're trying to put this person way up there. How can you appreciate somebody else if you're not appreciating yourself? You need to appreciate who you are and know that you're capable of accomplishing things, and you're capable of loving yourself, and you're capable of whatever it is that you want to do. You have the capability of doing it. You just need to learn and research and school yourself on how to do those things. I couldn't do a push-up a week ago. I couldn't. I physically could not do a push-up a week ago. And it was partially because of a fear of smashing my nose into the carpet. As stupid as that sounds, I had the fear that I was going to smash my face into the carpet. And I got over that fear because I asked my husband, how can I do a push-up? I don't know how to do a push-up. I don't have strong arms. I'm still overweight, and he showed me how to do it and directed me the whole time that I was doing it, and was, and I was telling myself, I can do this. I can do it. I know I can. I just have to push myself and get through this fear. If you're afraid to love yourself and afraid to appreciate yourself and afraid to talk to yourself in a positive way, you're not going to feel any better about yourself. You're not going to get motivated to do anything. You need to learn how to do this for yourself. There's books out there. Go to the library. Look up, books on self-talk or motivational or inspirational, books. Google it. You can do a whole bunch of things in order to figure out how to talk to yourself properly. But what I want you to do every single day in the morning when you get up, stand in front of the mirror. It takes not even 10 minutes. It could take a minute. Go over every single part of your body. Start from the outside and then work on the inside, or start from the inside and then work on the outside. Whatever suits whatever suits you. But stand in front of the mirror and just look at yourself and appreciate everything about yourself. Every day work on something new. Every single day work on something new. And before you go to bed, count your blessings. Don't look at the stuff that happened during the day that was negative and that made you feel down. Look at the things that made you feel good. You might have had the crappiest day. You woke up in the morning, your alarm clock didn't go off, so you were late for work. Okay, your boss is going to scream at you because you showed up 10 minutes late. You skipped breakfast, so you have no energy. You're like falling asleep at your desk. Maybe your pen exploded all over your paperwork that you needed to do. And, you forgot your wallet at home, so you couldn't even afford lunch. Someone had to buy you lunch. Now you owe that person some money. And then when you were leaving work, your car wouldn't start. And so you had to have someone jump your car. And then you were on your way home and you got into a fender bender and you got a ticket. And then you got home and you locked yourself out somehow. All of those negative things come with positive things. Whether they look like it or not, you still got to work. You still were able to get there. You're still getting a paycheck. You might owe that person money for lunch, but he took you out. That person gave you the money for lunch and showed their concern for you. And the pen that exploded on your paperwork, so what? Retype it up. These things are small things. They don't matter. They do not matter. You have a fender bender. It can be fixed. It might be a setback for whatever it is that you're trying to do, but it can be fixed and you'll get through it. You just have to be patient with yourself and don't beat yourself up all the time. When you are in bed and you're relaxing and you're going over your day, just think about everything positive. Think, when you're on your way to work in the morning, look at the sky. I used to do this, and I used to catch myself getting lost in the sky every morning because I had to go right when the sun was rising, and it was so beautiful. And just try that. Do you ever look at the sun or at the sky when it's rising and just appreciate it and take a deep breath of fresh air? Do you ever do that? Or at night when the moon is coming out and you see the stars in the sky, do you ever appreciate that? Or in the wintertime when the snow is on the ground and, as much as we all hate the cold, some people love it, but, I would go outside and just appreciate how the snow sparkles in the dark. Just the simple things. But just like you can appreciate those type of things of nature, you have a nature inside you, and you need to appreciate what you have. You need to learn how to do that so that you can get motivated to do other things for yourself, so that you can get motivated to help other people. If your dream is to help other people, but you can't help yourself, you're not going to be 100%. You might be able to help other people still, but if you're criticizing yourself and you're motivating somebody else, how can you be giving 100%? You're not. In a way, you're being a hypocrite, and you're still doing a good thing. I'm not saying that, but it's, you understand what I'm saying? It's just, you have to be able to do to yourself what you want to do to others. And this is what I'm trying to make you understand. You're worth everything. You're worth so much more than what you give yourself credit for. You are worth it, and you have to accept that. You have to learn to accept it. Cry about it. Think about it. Laugh about it. Study it. You need to do it for yourself, because nobody else can do it for you. Somebody can tell you until they're blue in their face that you're the most beautiful person in the world. They can tell you until the sky turns purple. But it's not going to happen unless you yourself believe it and you tell yourself that. And it's not a conceited thing. It's not conceit at all. It is something that you need to do for yourself so that you can live life to the fullest, so that you can be a better person. If you guys have any ideas, questions, thoughts, comments, whatever, I would really appreciate it. I'll be posting. I'm trying to post every day. So I will put my Facebook link in the end. Okay? Thank you.